What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Yes, we are at it again. We are at it again. This is on our journey of having some consistency on the channel, making sure that we bring the best content that we can consistently, as often as possible. Shout out to the homie EM, just checked into the building. He said another episode of TD Foolish Talk. I love it. I'm here for it, baby. Listen, man, we're about to talk about the real plan of the offensive line for the Miami Dolphins, the real plan, not all these speculations. I'm about to tell you, we're going to talk about the speculations, but we're also going to get a little bit more factual of what Miami's actually doing in these areas. Spoke to someone this morning about this in great detail, close to the situation, and basically a good explanation on what's actually happening in Miami with the whole Williams Center, Jackson tackle, and all of that. So we're going to go down every avenue. We're going to talk in detail of what their true plan is on the O-line, all right? So we'll break that down and more here on TD Fans Talk. In the meantime, hit that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. Again, we're continuing to grow. We're at 20,148 subs, I believe. So on our way to 20,100 200 subs. Let's get to 20,200. So we 52 away. We will get there. Shout out to the mod squad. I see y'all in the building and all the members of the channel who continuously help the channel do bigger and better things. We appreciate you all. Zachary came in and said, TD just had a TD hater say that you pay for your subscribers. Paying for my subscribers, that mean I'd be rich because I have over 20,000 subscribers. So, and I ain't paying my subscribers. What am I paying them, $1 each or something like that? No, I need my 20K. All right. But you know what? I will say this, the one thing I am proud of on this channel, one of my proud moments, thanks to you all, because I couldn't do any of this without you all. That's the one thing that I actually have never done. I have never paid for subscribers. I have never paid for advertisement on different platforms. Hell, I barely even do giveaways like some people, to attract people. When I first started YouTube, I watched all the videos on how to gain subscribers. A lot of them said giveaways, pay Google ads to be at the top of Google searches, go on Facebook and all of that stuff. And the one thing I can tell you I prided myself on, I never had to pay for a single subscriber. I never put a penny forward to say, outside of investment. Yeah, I paid for subscribe. I don't know. Whenever I first got a great background, people said, oh, I love this dude's background. I'm subscribing. If you want to say that's paid, okay. But I never did that, I've had a lot of people approach me. Hey, I could double your subscriber base, man. You pay this, you pay that. I just never did it. We did it organically. And anybody who's been on this channel for the last, how many? 4 years, I've never paid for subscribers because you watched every video me grind and say subscribe to the channel. Let your friends and family members know about it. Come on, y'all. Some of y'all have been here to watch me get 1,000 subscribers on a live game day. Yes, we did that before. On a live game day, we put up numbers like that. And a lot of y'all know we have grinded every single chance we got. And it ain't, let me say this too. I know other people do pay for subscribers, but nothing's wrong with that either. I've seen certain Facebook ads, Instagram ads of some of our counterparts in the YouTube world of their videos that could only be paid, not their videos, but the advertisement of their channel that could only be paid in ads. But nothing's wrong with that, because I even told myself by the time I get somewhere around 25, 30,000 and I've done the leg broker organic growing and I've literally got, something that I work hard to do, There's nothing wrong with contacting Facebook and saying, hey, I want to put $50 on you putting my logo in a subscription link and saying, subscribe to TD FinStalk if you like Dolphin content, and you share that with 50,000 people in Miami. Nothing's wrong with that. Reaching out to the Miami fan base that don't even know I exist. Even to this day, I get new subscribers. Hey, bro, I just subscribed. I never knew you existed. There's too many of our fans that don't even know that we exist over here. So there's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, it is one of those things that I prided myself on for the longest, for never having to pay for ads or subscribers. But, I don't see where anything is wrong with anybody who put some money in and say, hey, I want you to let people in Miami know that I exist. They still got to decide whether they want to subscribe or not. So I could see myself doing that in the future, especially for my sports network, because that's advertisement dollars. So at the end of the day, if somebody pays for subs or not, it's about retaining them, It's about how engaged are they. So, and I'll tell you this, in our community, all of the heavy hitters that I know on YouTube, we all have engaged fan bases. So we're all doing just fine in our own respectable right. So it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. Somebody say I pay for them or I don't. I never have, but at the same token, I really don't see nothing wrong with it. And I plan on doing it in the future. Just FYI. Nothing's wrong with that. All right, TD, have you seen the reason said about Tua's work ethic? No. Somebody told me something on Twitter about it. I haven't seen it. Y'all might have to educate me on what he said about Tua's work ethic. I'll tell you what I had on Twitter. I'll show you right now. But I will tell you this, if Reason said something about his work ethic, I'm pretty confident he was pretty on point with it, I would assume, because he's very well in the know about those type of things. Yeah, somebody hit me up on Twitter and said, TD FinStalk, tip off my cap to you. You've been said Tua's issues were in his head. Reason even had to admit that the current coaching staff said his study habits were trash and they are having to teach him the right way to break film down. I haven't heard that myself directly, but if Reason says that the current coaching staff said his study habits were trash, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they did. I don't know. I haven't heard it directly, but I will say this. Reason's definitely an advocate for Tua and believes in Tua, and rightfully so. And if he's saying that, it makes you want to believe it even more, because that's not as favorable for Tua. And for him to, talk about something that isn't as favorable gives it a little bit more credence. So I would, if Reason was to tell that to me, I would believe him. But I don't want to make it seem like I'm knocking on Tua, and that's the only reason I would believe him. So I don't know. But hey, like I said, like this person said, they tipped their cap off to me. I've been saying this for the longest. Everything I've been saying for the longest, it take people a year later to be like, oh yeah, but they still hate me. I guess the issue is when I tell somebody something and they disagree, maybe it's how I basically make them feel about not seeing what I see that makes them mad and hate me. And then they go, and then whenever a year later they realize what I said was true, they're like, I don't care, screw that guy. I got to do better with relationships, man. I got to stop. I got to take my Flores cap off. Maybe that's what it is. Is that what it is, y'all? I got to take my Flores hat off. Even if I'm right, I got to stop making other people feel less than because they don't realize it. Maybe that's what it is. All right. But we'll figure it out. All right. Yes, Donald, the AFC East Roundtable is tonight at 7 p.m. Dan Mitchell's channel. I need y'all over there with me. We're gonna rock We're going to rock it, man. Rocket Chewbacca, every single one of them tonight. I can't wait. So y'all come through for that. But this stream ain't about Tua's work ethic, the way he studies and all of that. This is about the O-line, what the real plan is for the Miami Dolphins O-line, okay? Now, hit the like button, man. We got over 117 people in here, but punch the like button. We ain't gonna let y'all get off the hook that easy. Punch that like button. Hurry up and hit that like button. Let's go, because I want to go ahead and dive into this everything what people have been talking about around here. Somebody said his master at work's retiring. He not retired. He said he retired. Brady retired, so he did retire, but then he came back because Brady came back. So he get to get this heat for another year. And I wonder what he gonna do if Brady end up in Miami. That's gonna be it. All right, man. Let's get started, man. Y'all will hit that like button. Here we go. So first and foremost, there's been a lot of talk about the offensive line because it's going to be the biggest question of the season. Can this offensive line hold up to help Tua be able to potentially showcase what many believe is his greatest talents, playing the quarterback position? And we have questions on the O-line. We know that we have the best left tackle in the NFL, many would argue, right? The best, a man amongst boys, and Teron Armstead. We know that we have a really good right guard in Robert Hunt, who is just climbing the charts as far as his productivity and has the potential to have even a breakout year this year, in my opinion, if he continues to even grow past what he's already done. All right. But the rest of the O-line is starting to become a question mark. And some people would say, well, hold on, TD. We got Connor Williams at left guard. You know, that's not a question mark. That is a starter. That is a legitimate player, blah, blah, blah. I agree. We have a solidified left guard in Connor Williams. But all this talk about center now. Center. And it's like, why is this talk even creeping out? Where did it come from? And you know, we see it in the videos, we see it. It's been reported. I'm gonna put this in the poll section. I want y'all to poll this. Do you like the idea of Connor Williams at center? I put the poll out. I want to get your take. Do you like the idea of Connor Williams at center? Yes or no in the comment section. Because I'm going to break this down because, man, listen, y'all, I try my very best to give y'all the best content I can. I'm like this stickler of words. I'm truly like a stickler of words. When someone says something, it means something. If y'all watched the show last night, me and EM, it was a great example. I have a habit and a tendency of always saying always or never, even when I know it's 80% or 90% or 70%. I have a habit of saying always or never or never, and like the absolutes when it isn't absolute, but I feel like it is because 80% it might as well be, you know, and that's not right to do, as I was called out yesterday for, which was 100% correct. And I'm a stickler of words myself. So honestly, I don't know why I do that at times. But since I'm a stickler of words, when I read an article, when I hear somebody say something, I take it for what it is. I don't tend to insinuate unless there's evidence in the structure of the sentencing that would make me change my insinuation otherwise. Okay? And what's being floated out here is a narrative that they're trying to get Connor Williams to play center and be the starter. And he might be a better starter than Jesse Davis. That's what's floating out here. But ladies and gentlemen, that isn't what was said. Nor is that what they are trying to do initially. I had a good conversation this morning with someone in the know, and that's not what they're initially trying to do. Now, if it works out overwhelmingly, crazily good, it could happen, but that's not what their plan is. And then when I had this conversation this morning, they said, let me steer you in the right direction. I was directly told that they're only doing exactly what Dallas did with Connor Williams. Go do your research on Connor Williams and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I did. Somebody said TD talking to McDaniel. No, I'm not talking to McDaniel. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Did you just get out of the bath? You cannot be on camera with no clothes on. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, my little one just ran from his mommy out of the tub. Wanted to make sure he didn't get on camera. TD, I appreciate your work, bro, helping a lot of people get by some rough days. I got you, Ralph. That's what I'm here for, and I appreciate your appreciation with the donation, homie. Thanks a lot. So I did my research, and by the way, I'm not speaking to Mike McDaniel, okay? I've never talked to the man, don't know the man. I may know some people that's around him, but I don't know him, okay? Listen, I did my research on Connor Williams in Dallas. Matter of fact, this person actually sent me the link and said, this is exactly what's happening. All right. Dallas did the same thing last year with Connor Williams. And we all know Connor Williams played guard the whole season. So after doing my research, this is what I found. The Dallas Cowboys tried this last year in camp, just like we're doing now, and in preseason. They wanted Connor Williams to be a backup center because they had no backup center. They had Tyler Biadasz, who was looking good for them, and they had no issue with him being the starter. They wanted Connor Williams working out at left guard and at center to be the backup center. Okay? He played 2 games as center in preseason, in which in those 2 games, he had some really bad exchanges, and one of them actually fumbled and had to be recovered. But the coaching staff said they weren't worried about it because for the simple fact that they're really just trying to get him used to that position just in case they ever have to need him in it, not to put him in it. Okay? Basically, they just put him in that situation so that he can learn just in case they needed him in the position. And they also interviewed Connor Williams about playing that position in preseason. And he, out of his own mouth, said, I just want to be ready if I'm needed in an emergency situation. Learning the calls and the protections for it. I gotta, it's not an easy task. I gotta learn it pretty much. But I want to be ready to step in if I have to in an emergency situation. That's all that's happening in Miami. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we truly don't have a backup center. We don't have a backup center, really. And that's what they're trying to do. Now, if he comes and he balls out at the position better than Jesse Davis, okay, then maybe they got a decision to make. But listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Even if Connor balled out better than Jesse Davis, I am sorry. I don't think that's going to give you the best mix that you can have on that O-line. What Connor is going to bring you at the left guard, he is not going to bring you at the center position. Not only is he not going to bring you that at the center position, but remember this as well. We're talking about the most penalized player in the NFL on the O-line. The most penalized player. Now, I could see if somebody wanted to make the argument, well, if he playing center, he has a less of a chance of false starts because he can't move until you snap the ball, even though centers can get false starts as well, but they are least likely to get them because they are the ones that start the play, okay? So I could understand that argument, but guess what? Out of 17 penalties last year, if I'm not mistaken in my research, one of them was a false start. 14 out of his 17 penalties were holding. They were holding penalties. So that's not going to be the case. I'm so sorry. Why am I continuing to say Jesse Davis? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Michael Dieter, man. I don't know why I keep saying Jesse Davis. Please forgive me. Them two I used to mix up last year all the time. Y'all know what I was trying to say, okay? But we're not worried. This isn't a situation where they're trying to put him there to be the starter off rip. That's not the case. Because let me ask you this. If you put Connor Williams at center, who's going to play left guard? So you'd have a Connor Williams at center who's raw at the position, has no success at the position, doesn't even have experience snapping a ball, and when they did it in Dallas, he had some bad exchanges and even a fumble on one of the preseason games that they had to recover. So that's going to be a position that's like, we'll see how it works. Then at left guard, what you going to do? Put Austin Jackson back there? No. They already working him at right tackle. They're not even putting him in the guard position. And he didn't do good at the guard position. And then you still going to be short of right tackle talking about, oh, who's going to win this? Why are we going to move this man to center and have 3 questions on the O-line instead of the 2 that we have right now? And the truth be told, it ain't even 2. It's 1.5. Right now on the O-line, we have 1.5 questions. The right tackle and a half of a center question because Dieter ain't no bum. I don't know why people make it seem like Dieter is like, oh, we need a center. Dieter ain't play trash. He didn't play phenomenal, but he held his own, and that deserves an opportunity to grow. And people, you can plug as many names as you want. You don't know who's going to be at the right tackle and if they're going to be good. You don't know. You can name Austin Jackson. You can name Liam Eichenberg. You can name whatever you want. We don't know. Robert Joe, we don't know if they're going to be good. We know last year they weren't. Both of them played left tackle. Jackson played guard. It didn't work. So why would we go from having 1.5 question marks to automatically 3 or 2.5, maybe if you want to. No, 3. It's 3. Because you don't know how your left guard going to be. The center never raw in the position, and you still trying to figure out who had the right tackle. It doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. People just ran with this because they saw Connor Williams taking snaps at center, and they say, ooh, they working up a master trick. No, they're going ahead and doing their due diligence so that they can determine whether or not they have a backup center. They might even be evaluating right now, are we going to get J.C. Treader or not? And this staff might be saying, let's see if Connor can be the backup center. And if he can, we can, roll the dice. And if he can't, let's go get JC, and Dieter's going to have to be the center, the backup. Have you thought about that? But this notion that that's what's happening, they're putting him at center, and it is what it is. No, people are like, oh, man, this man finna play center. I think this is going to be an amazing move. Y'all out here guessing like no other. Guessing like no other. That's all it is a guess. and it could fold right in your face, blow up, boom. Oh my gosh, the O-line trash again. Oh man, that's why Tua's not this and that. That's all that's gonna happen. No, the Miami Dolphins will have their left tackle, Teron Armstead. They'll have Connor Williams at left guard. They'll have Dieter at center. They'll have Robert Hunt at right tackle, and I'm loving my O-line right now. At right guard, excuse me. In the right tackle position, okay, y'all go over there and y'all battle it out. And I'm actually really liking my O-line right now. I like my O-line. TD likes his O-line. I don't care. I like my O-line. I like it. Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, Michael Dieter, Robert Hunt. Let's figure out who's going to be at that right tackle position, but I like my O-line right now. Yeah, we got a question mark at the right tackle, but everything else, I like that unit. I truly like the unit. And that unit is like a significant, like if last year's unit was a 1 out of 10, this is definitely a 8 out of 10 without a starting right tackle. Because you don't just have a good left tackle, you got one of the best ones in the league. You got one of the most solid left guards in the league if they can tighten up their penalties. Dieter ain't no slouch. He wasn't the reason for our issues last year. And Robert Hunt is coming on like a true professional and hopefully blossoms to a Pro Bowler this year. Maybe 8. If we winning games and this line is protected and we got good quarterback stats because of it, listen, a lot of these guys are going to be looked at for accolades, recognition. And the only area is the right tackle position where, okay, we need to figure out who's going to grow at that position. And I'm fine with that. You can't have everything. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a stream today or tomorrow. The Miami Dolphins almost have everything. I mean, y'all got to pay attention. Almost, okay? Like literally, we got more than 90% of the NFL. We have more than 90% of the NFL. I mean, if Tua balls out, but you know. So Connor Williams at center is only a project for a backup center in the event that they need it or an injury, something, emergency situation. And if they see something in camp to where, oh my gosh, this guy at the center position is actually just beasting, then and only then will they say, you know what, now let's give Dieter some reps over at left guard and see the dynamic. But it's not likely at all. The reason why they introduced this look to begin with was solely for emergency death. Because like I said, ladies and gentlemen, do we have a true backup center? Do we have a true backup center? And the reality is, heck no, we don't. Because Dieter's the starter. If you can't beat Dieter out, then I don't even think you a quality backup. So, that's what's going on. And as far as the tackle position, they're doing it right, man. This is Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg, and a few others going to be over there battling it out, sharing reps, seeing who has the most good reps, and then giving them more playing time than the other. That's what it's going to turn out to be. It's that simple. It's that simple, man. And the good thing is they're doing this now and not in training camp like Dallas did, because they could still make moves if they feel like it just ain't gonna work. If they determine right now, man, these right tackles ain't gonna work, man, we trying, but they just ain't it, they can go make a move, make a trade. And even at the center position, this just ain't working. Dieter ain't getting it done like we want him to. And Connor, I mean, then they may, hey, let's really go actually be serious about considering JC Tretter. That's what this is about right now. So that's the real plan for the offensive line in Miami. no need to make this a bigger thing than what it is. This is not a case of, oh my gosh, Connor Williams playing center next year. That's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hopefully that gives y'all more insight on that situation and clears it up a little bit, because it's not as serious as people try to make it out to seem. Next up, I have a stream. We're going to be covering Cameron Good. We're going to talk about him as a player and what he can mean on his roster. And when I did my research on the player and the situation with the Miami Dolphins, I actually shocked myself. First and foremost, let me ask y'all this real quick. Do y'all think that Cameron Good even makes the 53-man roster? Yes or no in the comment section real quick. Do y'all think he makes the 53-man roster? And also, we're going to end the poll. The poll basically said, as a Dolphin fan, about 63% of you guys said no, you don't want Connor Williams at center, and that was a smart. That was correct. All right. Yes, yes, no, yes, probably not. Yes, 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 no, yes, no one. Yes, probably not, unfortunately. Yes, 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 special teams. Yes, yes, special teams. Yes, simply because we are weak at the edge. All right, I'm glad I got a gauge from you guys. I'll be live in about 2 to 3 minutes. With that stream, we're going to talk about Cameron Good and why he has a 80% chance of making this roster. Okay, we'll talk about it soon. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Just come right back. 2 minutes, I'll be loading up the stream. Peace out.